Hey, what's up, everybody? It's GMrDrew. I adjusted my camera settings and to try to fix that issue I was having where it was looking way too highlighted, and now it's starting to look like it's way too dark. This isn't how I left. I'm gonna try to see if I can just focus my camera. I mean, it definitely looks clear, but it's also a little bit darker now. I don't know how much I like that. So, bear with me. I'm gonna try to get this old camera, webcam. I guess that's as sharp as I'll be able to get it. I'll play with the settings a little more. I'll brighten it up, but I feel better now that I know that I can do that. That's all I need to do is, you know, play with the settings a bit. I don't think I can do it while I'm recording already. Plus, I'm not doing anything crazy in this video. I'm in the middle of working on this Mikey piece. I'm about to do some colored pencil work. I got a scrap piece of paper here, and I just grabbed a handful of colored pencils. I'm waiting on a friend to come by. We're gonna watch. You know, he's excited for the Suicide Squad movie coming out, and I have the Blu-ray for the animated cartoon one that they had, the direct-to-video that Warner Brothers be doing. So he's coming over to watch that, and I've been waiting forever. I guess he's taking his time, so I was like, alright, let me shoot a quick video of, you know, me starting the colored pencil process. Now what I usually do is I'll just select all the colors that I need and all varieties of that color, and then I'll just go to, you know, grab a sheet of paper and just start, you know, running some colors on it and see which ones I want to use for the final piece. And if you'll see, graded. If you look at this whole thing, it's all like colors and seeing which ones work. Like this paper was used for markers before, but you can see like it goes from dark, medium to light. And I was just trying to see what colors work best together. As soon as I find them, that's when I, you know, whatever. Same thing goes with the color pencils. You know, I do a gradient starting from the darkest to the lightest, just so I can get every value of that pencil. And I also name the color as well, so when let me see. That way, whenever I get around to it tomorrow, or later on tonight or something, whatever. Well, I'm not going to really talk. I got the special features playing, and I was like, alright, let me shoot a little quick video while I wait, and I'll play the special features in the background. So, like I said, I'm watching Assault on Arkham, and this is just the special features talking about Harley Quinn.
She had a history, she had a backstory, and kind of a tragic flaw that she would have fallen for this guy.
It's a sad story, and at the same time, it's an uplifting story in its own way.
People thought of it as, oh, that's canon. You know, it's coming from the guys who make the show, so this is really an episode of the show on paper.
To me, that's the springboard from her just being the side character to becoming the Harley Quinn that we know and love today. And I know a lot of people who I think look at that as the quintessential book that really brings Harley, you know, makes her a rock star.
In coming up with possible scenarios for who Harley was before she was Harley Quinn, and even before she was Dr. Quinzel, I think that she has always wanted to delve into the mind of people with psychological problems. What she didn't recognize was there was a flaw in her personality that drew her to them, that maybe they were a mirror of something in her. And I think her relationship with the Joker definitely brought that out.
Harley Quinn, I mean, she wouldn't exist without Arkham. I mean, most of the ones end up there, she could have started there.
Nobody really thinks that the psychologists and psychiatrists might have some problems that they need to work on as well. If you're dealing with that level of psychosis and just disconnect from society, it might be catchy. The real problem for her was that the Joker was the one who saw an opportunity and he went for it.
He knew how to work her, and I think she learned more from him and more how to twist things around and more how to work other people than she ever learned from any book on psychology.
I think Harley McQuinzel had this character locked up inside of her, and the Joker was the key. The Joker opened the door, the Joker let Harley Quinn out, and let her live. He freed her from her prison. She's manipulating everything. I mean, Harley's the devil, you know, if you really want to look at it in one way. You can't believe anything she's saying or doing. It's all coming from different sides, but through it all, there's actually some heart there. You know, which is what makes her so interesting. Harley can't control that her heart is a little bit on her sleeve. I think Harley Quinn is actually a nicer person than the Joker is. I think she has empathy, maybe not for the same things that everybody else does. She's not as far gone as the Joker. There's still hope for her. Look, he's crazy. You know, but at the same time, I'm sure there are moments where that craziness is down a little bit, and she got to see inside something. So she's gotten as close to, you know, evil as you can get, and has seen all different sides of it, and has not only fallen in love with it, it has fallen in love with her.
I was aware that they were using her in the New 52, and my first thought was, oh great, the kid is working. You know, they haven't left her by the side of the road. There was some reinvention, but I could still recognize the character, or elements of the character.
She's not just defined by being the Joker's girlfriend. She's much, much more. And she's been a very popular character, not just in straight Batman comics, but she's had her own title. She's been in numerous adventures with Poison Ivy and Catwoman. She's a member in good standing of the Suicide Squad. Conflict makes great stories, you know, so when you put a bunch of thieves in a room, no one trusts anyone. So I think that all these characters don't trust anybody, but then end up being forced to trust each other. I think that's what makes it interesting in Suicide Squad, but yet they're always going to fall back to that, you know, the minute I get comfortable, is that when I get it in my back, is that when someone's going to put the knife in there. Harley's going to be smarter than she is stronger. She's going to surprise you. She's unpredictable. And someone like Amanda Waller, I think she actually respects a Waller. You know, I think there's a mutual respect. I mean, Waller brings her in, knows she's a wild card, but also knows that Harley's good for the team, and that sometimes you need a wild card to win. And I think we prove that over and over in the book, because Harley sometimes will be the last person standing. The way I pitched her was, let's strip her of everything. Let's see a Harley who is all on her own, who is not having to be reliant on the Joker, who isn't obsessed at the moment with the Joker. I got a lot of flack, and I knew I would when I put Harley with Deadshot. And part of the reason was, once again, let's examine her in a different relationship. Let's see what that looks like. I mean, all this was a chance to explore Harley in a different light than we'd seen her in before.
The Joker was Harley's first big love, and I think that never goes away entirely. There's always going to be a little pang when you see them. There's always going to be a little bit of, if only it had worked out.
I don't know if there's ever going to be a real resolution to the Deadshot, Joker, Harley triangle. It is surprising and appealing to me to see that the Joker, he does have some kind of a feeling for Harley. He just doesn't know what to do with it. and he doesn't like it about himself. Joker's madly in love with Harley. You know, he's obsessed with her. Why does he show back up and get so upset? Because she's a prized possession? Maybe one can make that argument, but I think it's more than that. I think that he is literally hurt and wants her to feel his pain and hurt because he cares about her.
It is something that we use in this Assault on Arkham animated film, and we play up the two guys against each other and the jealousy that's there.
I don't like people touching my stuff.
And at the same time, we show that Harley is kind of manipulating both sides to her own gain. I think this is unfortunately something that happens to regular people in their regular lives as well.
What up? Yeah, you bitch ass. What up? Oh, nice. Okay. You act like you bought that life, man. We'll see. I'm ready. I've been ready. I know. Of course. Well, yeah, I was definitely going to say one person go first, see what happens, because these things are only supposed to last like 15 minutes, so... You know, I mean, it's not like it's going to take long to figure out whether, it's working or not. Right. 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 Cool, man. Alright, so when do you think you're gonna get here? Well, you can. Yeah, you can take whatever you want. You take 95, you can take A1A. Oakland goes to A1A. Well, I don't have anything here. All I got is like water. So I don't know if you want. I don't know if you want something. If you do, you don't have to make a stop. Don't matter. My mom left some beers here, so I got some beers, but I kind of consider them hers. Alright. Yep. Peace. So about that. Taking phone calls while I'm shooting a video. How rude. Now I'm checking phone stuff instead of... Alright. Let's get back to it.
Are out there. I think Harley speaks to a lot of girls out there. She is a bad girl with a heart of gold. And I think that at the end of the day, people relate to that because I think inside, even if we're good, we always want to be a little wicked. I think that there's so many layers to her. If you were to sit and talk to Harley in a bar, I think you'd start the conversation thinking one thing, and by the time you left, you would realize you were completely wrong about her, and that there's so much more to her than what's on the surface.
If you look at the current Harley Quinn comic done by Jimmy Palmiotti and Amanda Conner, you'll see that she does her best to try to make a go of playing it straight. It's impossible to predict where Harley Quinn is going to go.
To me, the Joker's the greatest villain in comics. So I feel like no one really can top him to me. But if anyone could come close, it'd be Harley Quinn.
It's very flattering to know that I had a hand in, the creation of a character that later went up.
So after I, make all my colors, I kind of group them together. Which ones do I want to flow together? So let's say, like I picked these three, or these two oranges and this one yellow to all flow together. So I go from the, the darkest orange to one that's, and I'll fade it out. And this is just to show you, I've done this a million times for myself, so I don't necessarily need to do this at the moment. Fade it out, then I'll go to the second orange color that's a little bit lighter. Also fade that out. Basically do what I just did, but do it like, with the colors layering on top of each other. Now what's interesting about these color pencils, everything else I work from dark, or from light to dark. Color pencils is the only one that I go dark to light, just because I guess of maybe the way they work. You can't really color a color pencil on top of another, so you always want to get the dark color down first, or else you're going to put down all these light colors and then try to put a dark color down on top, and it won't be possible. So you see, now I have this whole, that's going to be these three colors joined, so it's like a dark orange to a mid orange to, this lighter yellow. And now I know, and then I group them together, so to make sure I don't mistake them. Like if I'm coloring over a few days, I'll keep them rubber banded together. That way they don't separate. Just like I'll have these three other oranges. Just because it's Mikey and he's orange doesn't necessarily mean that you have to make all of his orange colors the same. You can give them a couple of different qualities, and it'll give that much more realism. Because how many times, I don't know if you've ever tried matching clothes before, but how many times do you mix and match so many different brands or whatever? Do you get the same whatchamacallit, the same exact colors? Nothing ever really lines up perfectly. Sometimes it does, but if this was like an animated cartoon, you'd probably have the same, use the same colors over and over, use the same orange values across all the orange things. But there's an illustration, man, based off of a real life take on a fictional character. So yeah, I'm gonna have those oranges not so not so matching. You know, there's going to be like the brighter oranges, and then there's going to be the more neutral oranges. And then I just, you know, I chose to go with these 3 grays. They're more of a mid-tone. Man, this camera setting is really dark. I don't remember setting it like that. Oh well, I'll lighten it up. It's only a 20-minute video. Little thing on color. You got to hear a few things about Harley Quinn. And let me show you. This is what I worked on. You see how I have this gradient going with these colors? My video that I made last night, I was talking about in high school. I had a teacher have us make a rectangle 1 inch by 4 inches, and we would have to make a gradient. Well, it's basically this, just 1 inch by 4 inches, and it had to be pitch perfect, or you'd have to do it all over again before you could start an assignment. These aren't pitch perfect, but then again, I've been doing this for years and practice, and kind of just got good pencil control. Maybe it's easy. Maybe it'll be easy for you, but yeah, this is all I did, and it's good to kind of get your colors down before you just start using them. Unless you just know your colors so well that you can get it done. Either way, so I got my oranges, my greens, and my grays all ready for this, all ready for the Mikey piece. But I won't work on it now just because the camera setting is so dark. So, I don't know. Maybe next time. See ya!